Thank you for listening to this podcast from KX93.5, Laguna's only FM. We invite you to listen to more music and talk on our grassroots nonprofit radio station in Laguna Beach, California, from anywhere in the world on KX93.5.com/listen or on our smartphone apps. But right now, here's that podcast from KX93.5.
KX93.5.
Hey, good morning. Tuesday.
It's time for what we've all been waiting for today. Erez Barnea is here all the way from Israel.
Yes.
He moved to Los Angeles about a year ago. He has a full album out in Hebrew, but now he's working on his first English release.
Okay.
So this is the first single that he's dropped so far. It's part of an upcoming album. It's going to be all songs in English. It's called Dylan, and it's about one of his heroes.
You're in for a treat.
Sorry, he's not playing that first. We're going to hear that later, but we're going to hear a live song. This is another song he's working on for the release called Passive Time.
Okay.
Then we'll chat with him a little bit, but let's just get right into it. Erez Barnea live at our Pearl Street studios. Take it away.
Wake up in the morning, raindrops falling down. The coffee's never helping to keep you on the ground. There's no children's laughter when winter comes to town. Happy ever after will ever come around. Tomorrow will be better, so they say. But what if I won't make it through the day? Staring at the mirror, but seeing a child. I see in all directions people passing by, a briefcase and a jacket will cut your wings to fly. I'm casting all the chains off, stripped down to the bone. There's nothing like a spotlight make you feel at home, and all your friends are calling out your name. Life ain't nothing but a picture frame, and I still don't know what I'm looking for, and I still don't know who I am, and the pass of time makes me lose my mind.
Erez Barnea live at KX93.5. That was an original song called Pass of Time. Welcome, brother.
Man.
All right.
Good stuff, brother.
you guys
Good.
doing?
You're doing good. Good. Thank you.
Amazing. All right.
So
I'll just come closer to the mic.
You're going to have to lean in a little bit.
Yeah. Just lean on it.
that lyric, life ain't nothing but a picture frame.
That actually, this song I wrote together with my good friend Sarah Alexander. She's also a musician and an actress. And I mean, yeah, she helps me a lot to write songs because of a little bit language barrier.
Okay.
As you tell.
I was just gonna ask you that. Okay, I know you're a Dylan fan. You're that song is like, it's poetry, you know?
Right.
And I was thinking, how can you write that way with a second language? You know?
There's a lot of ideas running in my head, so
And you run
sometimes
it by-
I just
yeah.
I just translate it, and sometimes she helps me.
Right.
You know.
Sarah Alexander.
Yeah.
Shout out to Sarah.
Shout out.
Shout out to
if you're
Sarah.
listening. Better listen.
Clearly, she's downloaded the app, obviously. Yeah.
It's a great song, very well written. Pass of Time, that's going to be on your forthcoming album that you're
Second.
working on. It, and it's going to be your second album. Your first one, your debut, is all in Hebrew.
Yeah.
And we were talking about it. What's the title of that album?
It's called the Aveshkan.
And that means
The
Which
Aveshka.
means it's dry here.
Dry. As in not temperature dry.
Also temperature dry because Israel has a huge desert, but yeah, it's about
because
few stuff.
because marijuana is not legal there.
Right.
Yeah, man, it's been rough. We used to pay like $30 for a gram,
Right. Wow.
and you have to know someone that.
What's the penalty for getting caught with weed?
You can get arrested. You're not gonna be sent to jail most of the time, but like
It's pretty, but they make sure it's pretty unavailable, is what you're
yeah.
saying. Right.
And when you can't find any, it's dry here. That's what you say.
Exactly.
So that album was called The Aveshka.
And hence why you moved to Southern California.
Hell yeah, it's easier to get it around here. It's way better.
And he's written 500 songs since he arrived for some reason. Creativity's through the roof.
Yeah, we're really, really stoked on your new music, and we can't wait to hear the next song you're going to perform live is also in English. It's a forthcoming single. You released Dylan, that's your debut single
Right.
in English, and we're going to hear that later, but when did you decide you wanted to come to California, move to the States, and pursue music here?
Well, first of all, my wife's from the Valley.
Okay.
So I met
Okay.
her in Israel. Fell in
yeah.
love.
Yeah, and then she's like a magnet. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Women from the
Yeah.
valley are like a magnet.
Oh, yeah.
No matter where you are in the world, they draw you to them, man.
And I mean, it's also a lot more difficult to make it in music in Israel, especially when you play rock
Okay.
or like
right.
protest songs or stuff like that.
Right. It's hard to get booked.
Yeah,
Right.
it's hard to make a living. And the crowd is smaller, you know.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Here there's like millions of venues.
More opportunities.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Right.
Land of the free.
We've been having some great, talent from Israel come through our studios. Like we were just talking about, Nanette Tayeb.
Yeah, she's amazing.
How she came through here when she had just moved to Los Angeles, and I know you're a fan of Steven Wilson. They performed together, and
Right.
as well as another Israeli singer, Aviv Geffen. They did Blackfield together. So there's just like tons of creativity in Israel, and I don't think we get enough of it here, especially in like the mainstream
Right.
music business here. We don't hear a lot of it. So
'Cause in Israel, there's a lot of stuff to write about.
absolutely.
A lot of complaints, like. I mean, I'm sure people here complain, but I don't know.
Oh, no, we
just
have
the
nothing-
life there is more intense.
Right.
Yeah.
You know?
You've turned complaining into an art form.
Exactly. Basically.
So your last show, where was it?
My last show, I actually performed in Hollywood in a place called the State Social House.
Oh yeah, heard
It's a
great
cool
things.
venue, yeah.
It gets hot in there.
Dude.
It gets hot in that place, man.
I thought it was just that one time.
No.
I was sweating. I was about to take my pants off. And everybody, like,
You
people
can't
were
do that
starting
in the
walking
in
out
the
because it
US.
was too hot. I don't understand.
Yeah, I don't get it, man. They keep that place at a constant 112 degrees, man.
And I thought, no, because I was there before, and it just wasn't that hot. I don't know what happened that night.
Wow, I've never been there, so
Maybe we're there on the same week. Who knows?
It's right by the Viper Room. So yeah, go check that out.
awesome. But if you're just tuning in, we're speaking with Israeli-born singer-songwriter Erez Barnea. He's now LA-based, and he's working on his first collection of songs for a forthcoming album that is all in English. You can go hear his debut album. It's in Hebrew, so go check it out. But we're going to hear another song. This is going to be your follow-up single to Dylan.
Yeah.
So this is what's coming out next, but it's
Right.
as of now, it's unreleased. We're going to hear it here first.
It's called
It's
I'm
a
sorry.
very Dylan-y song.
Independence Day. Is that what we're talking about here?
It's about the Israeli Independence Day.
Right.
But I
What
think you guys,
is Israeli Independence Day?
it's like in a Jewish calendar. It's
What
hey,
date-
hey
what date
Be'iyar,
is it?
as we say.
What date is it?
The Jewish calendar is
it-
not sync with your American calendar.
Right.
But yeah, so it's like it's about the Israeli Independence Day, but I'm sure you guys can find some similarities
All right.
Okay.
about the situation around the world.
All right.
Sure.
I'm going to be listening with an open mind. All right. Independence Day. New music by Erez Barnea live at our Pearl Street studio.
All right. From the day I was born, I was ordered to listen. Finish your homework, eat all of your fries. 'Cause one day, little son, you go to the army to fight all the enemies that surround your hometown. Three years of my life I gave to my country. The things that I saw would not leave my mind. And one day every year we honor the heroes who died for our country by eating dead cows. So happy Independence Day. Wish my pain will go away. Light some candles for the ones who died. And I'm still alive. Well, I never consider myself as a part of a party. And I'll never endorse politicians till they stop telling lies. 'Cause the left wing still think that we live in the 60s. And the right wing are so that's me wanna cry. So happy Independence Day. Wish my pain will go away. Light some candles for the ones who died. And I'm still alive. All right. Well, I'm just a pawn in their game. That's what Bob said. In the next war, guess who they'll call to be in front lines? Well, I'm not gonna die for some coward who lives in a mansion that sends me and my brothers to die in the name of his lies. So happy Independence Day. Wish my pain will go die, and we're still alive.
Woo! Yeah.
Erez Barnea live in studio, Independence Day.
Man, I like smart written music. Smartly written, man, that was just perfect.
So that's not a hit in Israel?
Wasn't released yet. But yeah, maybe it will.
Yeah, I bet it'll do well.
I actually wrote this one by myself,
So
there's not really a language barrier.
It's beautiful.
I like how it mentions how you gave 3 years to your country, because that's a real thing. Can you talk about that? Because I know that in Israel you have to go into the military, right?
Yeah. So when you turn 18, after you finish high school, you go to the military. So men do 3 years, women do 2 years. And yeah, I served in I was a combat fighter, special forces and all that.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm skinny and blonde, blue-eyed and all that.
I'm not going to mess with you.
You don't. Well, you don't.
He knows
Krav Maga.
You don't sing like a combat fighter.
Yeah. Well. Yeah.
All right.
And you still till you're 45, you were also serving reserve.
Okay.
So they can recall you.
So they can recall me.
Would you have to go? Would you go? If they recalled you from while you're here?
Probably, because the friends you make in the military are just, it's not
Not
from
for
patriotism.
Yes, it's you guys are brothers. You got each other's back.
Right.
Yeah.
Even if they called you for something you didn't politically agree with?
Unfortunately, yeah.
Wow. Right.
And it's very intense right now, because the prime minister and the government itself right now, I don't agree with them a lot.
Right. Right.
But
well, they take a really hard right-wing conservative view to many things, I would imagine.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah. That's probably one of the reasons that made me come to the States, It's just not as intense, the life there.
Right.
The Israelis are just like everyone else, only more so.
Yeah.
Right? Just there's a little bit more intensity there.
Yeah.
It's a super intense area of the world to begin with.
Yep.
And they, with their neighbors, you said, surrounded by my enemies just outside my house.
Yeah.
If I'm misquoting it, I'm sorry. But
Pretty much. It doesn't.
But that's pretty much
You
it,
got the
right?
point.
That's pretty much what you're looking at on all sides.
All the countries around Israel are
Right.
pretty much enemies.
Right.
There's some of them we have a quiet peace, a cold peace, as we call it.
Jordan.
Jordan, yeah.
Right.
So yeah, throughout your whole life, when I was 10 years old, we had suicide bombers blowing up buses.
That's a daily reality for a 10-year-old kid in Israel.
You just walk around the street and you have to be aware all the time. You see kids here, they can't be left by themselves when they're 10,
Right.
You have to have a nanny or a babysitter.
Right, they're walking across the street texting and stuff, not even paying attention to the world. And in Israel, you got to look out for bus bombs.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Yeah, I can't imagine. That's a whole nother world, whole nother game.
Let me switch real fast and go into Bob Dylan. So you're obviously, yes, we talked about a huge Bob Dylan fan.
Yeah, just a little bit.
And I took some pictures. We're going to upload them to our Facebook page a little bit later on. This guy reminds you of Bob Dylan as he plays and as he sings. Number one, your songs are beautifully written. Let me just say that.
And you've nailed the Dylan harmonica thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So the change from vocal to harmonica is flawless and Dylan-like, if I might say. And I'll leave that alone. Stop the comparison.
Dylan-esque.
Right.
The harmonica, the funny thing about an harmonica is I don't think anybody learns how to play it. You just put it in mess around and
I take one with me everywhere I go.
Just in case.
Just in case I need to entertain with a harmonica, but I can't play.
It's harder than it looks, people.
Oh.
But yeah, so your first single out here after your debut album is called Dylan.
right.
You want to talk a little bit about it?
Yeah, it's probably my poppiest song. I came to California. It has kind of a California sound, I think.
Right.
And I don't know. It's just, I was thinking all the time that I want to be just like Dylan. So I had that quote in my mind. And then like I come to my producer, dude, we have to do this. I have a producer in Israel. His name is Shachar Eventul.
Okay.
He's like a drummer in one of the biggest rock bands in Israel. Their name is Monica Sex.
Okay.
And he's also an amazingly talented musician. He's a genius. So all of our work was I come with the lyrics and the guitar, and he'll build a whole world on it.
That's what you need in a producer.
And
That's what you need, man.
Made my life easy.
Are you working together remotely or
Right now?
Right now. Okay.
Right now, I record I do vocals and guitar, and I email that to him, and he does his magic.
That's so cool.
You know?
And you released that on Dylan's birthday, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah.
All right, I'm excited to hear it. We're going to let you go in a minute, so can you let our listeners know where they can find you online, where the best place to follow you would be?
Of course. I'm on Instagram and Facebook and Spotify and Apple Music, etc. My name is Erez Barnea, and I would love if you guys join my journey, and that's it.
Well, I got to just throw it in here, man. It's good to not only have great musicians in the studio, but substantive conversations as well.
We had the coolest conversations with him before you were here early, which is a shock to us. No musicians.
Yeah, no musician.
No musician has ever been here that early. And we had incredible conversations with you before we went on air.
Both on
I'm
and
also Russian, so I have to be on time all the time. The Russian education. Better be early than late.
Yeah, I think I think the first line of the last song was the day I was born, I was ordered to listen.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I get it.
There you go.
Well, man, we've just loved having you here. We hope to have you
Thanks
back
for
in
having
Laguna
me.
soon.
Yeah, for sure.
Don't be a stranger, man.
Erez Barnea,
so
everyone.
much.
Here is his latest. It's called Dylan.
Ever since the day that I've learned to walk, all I wanted to do is learn to rock. Grab a guitar and a harmonica in my hand, move to the big city and start a band. And if I feel that I won't make it through the day, I just bought me a Dylan record, let it play. Cause ain't no other singer doing it like Bobby does. So let me hear you once again scream those lyricals.